Welcome back. Junkies on 106.7 The Fan, joined in studio by WWE Superstar Roman Reigns. Taking your calls now. You can call us at 800-636-1067. You want to talk to one of the top wrestlers in the game. He's here at the Verizon Center tonight. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. It's John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins. What's it like? So you're part of the Shield. Those are your boys who you're with every night, but then sometimes they do pair you with other superstars like John Cena.
Well,
how does it work?
It's weird now. I mean, we're not really the Shield anymore. Seth, he did the worst move ever. He stabbed us in the back. Me and Dean, we're kind of on separate agendas right now, but that's my boy. You know what I mean? You don't make towns and close bars and you know what I mean, and bleed and sweat together and just that's it. I got to handle my business. He's got to handle his. But pretty much Seth put us in a situation where we're teaming up with John Cena and other guys. Before, it was none but dudes in black. Now we got guys with wristbands and on their foreheads and their arms and their ankles. Like, now we have to do that.
And then you beat them up for about a year, too, which is pretty great.
I sometimes get confused when wrestlers go from, like, the character to the real life. So you're talking kind of character
I can't tell if you're mad at the guy.
I can't tell if you
He
like...
ruined my life.
I can't tell if you like John Cena or you're disrespecting John Cena. I can't quite figure it out.
Who cares? I don't like any of them people.
What's the difference?
You like yourself.
Let's back a couple of these calls. If you want to chime in, if you got a question for Roman, 800-636-1067. Let's go to Dave in College Park. Dave, what's up? You're on with our man Roman Reigns. What's up?
Hold on, guys.
Hey.
Hey, big fan, Roman. A couple questions here. I got a question. What do you like more being in the business now since you played sports now in the WWE? Do you like playing the good guy role or the bad guy role more? Does it matter, or do you have an opinion?
I try not to look at it as the good guy role or the bad guy role. I'm just doing my thing. I like gray area. I like to be in the middle. And I'm just me. You
probably
what I mean?
like the paid role. So whatever role they tell you to play.
Well, the paid role happens to be the good guy role. So if we're going off that, I guess the good guy role
Is that
works.
right? Do the good guys make more dough than the bad guys?
They sell the merch, man.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you want, at the end of the day, you want to be loved.
Cena has been the same cornball for and again, I respect the hell out of John Cena.
That guy beat your ass.
I
You're
love
talking a lot of ass about him, John.
But he broke the whole thing down and said, look, I've sold more championship belts than anyone in the history of this business. I've moved more merch than anyone in this business. Why would I change anything about what I'm doing? I'm like, why would you?
Right.
That makes perfect sense to me.
But do these guys have a say in it? Do they have a say in whether or not they're good guys or bad guys? How much of a say do you have in his storyline?
I think, you can look at it as storylines make you a good guy or a bad guy. I think you got to go off the fans. You got to go off the WWE universe. They're the ones that are going to tell you. If they're into you, they're going to cheer you. If they're not, they're going to boo you. And if they're not doing anything, you got a problem.
See, I think that's so true because I'm a casual fan at best. But the guy who I think was the champion, maybe he still is the champion or is vacant champion, is this guy, Daniel Bryan. He's like a small guy. All right. I bet when he first started WWE, they never said this guy's going to be the champion.
Well, he can bench press a Mack truck.
Okay, but all of a sudden they started doing this crazy yes chant. And then, to use a Chad Dukes wrestling term, he got over,
He
right?
did, yeah.
And you got to look at it. Daniel Bryan's great. I mean, if you've ever been around him, the worker that he is, his ethic is second to none. And how much he cares about the business just explains it all. But that's a classic case of you wouldn't think he'd be the guy, but he's the guy. I mean, I've witnessed 80,000 people staying up doing their arms like that. You know what I mean? And when you see that in unison, that's when you know. Like when you hear a guy like Triple H put that over, that's when you know there's something going on here, and the fans decided for him.
All right, I hate to ask this, but what happened to The Miz? I know The Miz from the real world. What happened to him? Is he dead?
No, I think he's alive.
You think he's alive, but he's dead in wrestling. Does he do any shows?
I saw some eyes rolled in studio. I'm not going to say whose eyes
what
were
happened
rolling.
to The Miz? I thought The Miz was the big thing.
I thought
saw
he was
him on
awesome.
a
That's like 5
Totino's
years
commercial, I think, on the application. I saw him do
It's
that.
over. Okay, Chad Dukes, is it over?
I don't think Roman can say it, but it's over.
It's over? What happened? It just happened? It's just over?
Well,
He had his
no.
run, and that was it?
But the thing is, there's always room to evolve and change things up. Excuse me. So there's a chance for him. He had a nice run and he was doing the things that he did. I mean,
Right.
he headlined a WrestleMania.
Beat John Cena.
And he also, he has different ties and different crossover connections with what he did before he started wrestling.
Right.
But I mean, with any character, any performer, there's always a chance to change yourself, to evolve, to be different, to show something new. And I think if anybody who's feeling like they're stale or they need a revamp, if they can do that, I think there's respect in that. Like, yeah, he just
So he
changed
has
it
a
up.
chance like John Travolta, and then Pulp Fiction brought him back. But John Travolta was nothing
But
for a
you
while.
have to be around. I mean, is he around?
Yeah, he's around.
He's around. He's just not a big headliner. Nobody pays attention right now, basically.
I'm
Chad, you could say it. Roman doesn't have to say it.
He's not on TV, if that's what you're asking.
So he does the house shows.
He said, I interviewed The Miz at the Baltimore Improv in 2005. And he
Right.
said, I want to be WWE Heavyweight Champion. This is when he was on doing the Inferno
Right.
on MTV.
Right.
And damned if he didn't do it. So I wouldn't count against the guy reinventing
But he's
himself.
still around. I mean, he's still employed by the WWE.
Roman, wouldn't you say that was when Jeremy Piven is doing the guest general managing, calling it Summerfest? Like, you guys are kind of evolving out of that whole era of the WWE into kind of, there's a lot of young talent being pushed, you, the Wyatts, Rusev. Like, there's a new generation coming up. And it's not really the Miz's shtick. It's got a different feel for it.
It's almost like more real wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to think that we're a little bit old school now. Like when people they talk about the pastime of wrestling and like how the guys used to be, and there's all these little stories here and there. I'd like to think that we kind of shine in that regard. We're a different breed. The new guys coming up. We're a young, fresh crop, and we're hungry. You know what I mean? Like, we're just making towns, working hard every single night. And when you have that type of camaraderie and you have that type of group, sometimes people kind of get pushed into the shadows. And not that that's not our that's not our hope, but that's just kind of what's
Sometimes what
happening.
happens.
Yeah.
All right,
So, Chad, are you going tonight?
Yes.
of course. Of course he'll be there.
Yes.
VIP.
That was a very
Where do you sit? Where do you sit, Chad?
I mean, if it wasn't Lurch asking, I'd be incredibly insulted by that question.
Do they hook you up?
Yeah.
They hook you up. So what do you get? Do you get to sit
I don't want
right-
to say because I'm going to be dressed up, and I don't want him seeing me like that.
What do you mean you're going to be dressed up?
We're dressing up. I dress up.
You're going to wear a costume.
What do you dress up
I bought the
as?
costume here.
What is the costume that
I'm
you're
going
wearing?
as Bray Wyatt.
Who's Bray Wyatt?
Well, that's a good question, Lurch. Why don't you come tonight? WWE Raw at the Verizon Center.
Sorry,
You
I'm
get
probably going to miss
tickets
it.
on WWE.com available.
So
Buy me
you're
a
going to
beer.
be like front and center.
Ticketmaster.com.
Like,
Yeah.
will you be on television?
Yeah.
People will see you.
Yes.
Will you be holding up a big old Duke sign?
No. I'm the big silly. They know how to treat me when the WWE comes to town.
Wow.
Yeah. Should be really great. Though, if you've never been to Raw, you know this, Roman. Like, Raw in DC is a great vibe. Like, I've been to a lot of shows, and the Verizon Center for a live show, Raw's got to be one of the best crowds.
Yeah, it's up there. I mean, anytime we come up here, like in the Northeast, just rowdy crowds, you
Yeah.
know, like and especially for us, they enjoy what we do. They want to see a badass show, guys who come out and work hard and put it all on the line, and that there's a lot of it's gratifying to see that, when fans appreciate and they're into it, and also they can be patient, because the show is like a roller coaster ride. You're going to see a bunch of different things, and I think that's what appeals to a new fan. If you come, you just really have no clue what you're going to see, and then you're like, holy crap, that was crazy,
Yeah.
And we got pyro, we got the set. I mean, it's all larger than life. It's a good time.
All right, real quick. Let's go to Fred in Prince George's County. Fred, what's up, buddy? You're on. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Fred.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Hey, what's going on, Roman? I just wanted to know if you had any advice for any upcoming wrestlers trying to break into the business.
Probably get asked that a lot, right?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, the main thing you want to do is, I would definitely try and find a mentor, one that you can trust, and find a local school. The hardest part is breaking in, especially if, financially you're not stable. So, you're going to put a lot of yourself into this. But
Right.
you have to make that choice. Like, it's an all or nothing thing. You can't halfway this. If you do, you're just going to waste time.
You have to get a better name than Fred. That works for soccer if you're just Fred. But in wrestling, probably not just be Fred.
No, man, no last name, just Fred only.
It's not bad.
You like that?
Yeah, it's different.
Works. All right, Fred. Thank you, buddy.
Worked for Eugene. One name guy. Worked really well. It's at WWE Roman Reigns, by the way. At WWE
Roman,
Roman Reigns.
appreciate it. Appreciate the time. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you
It's
very
Roman
much, man.
Reigns.
Appreciate
He's wrestling tonight with John Cena, Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins. Tickets available. Ticketmaster.com. When we come back, give you a chance to win some Quicken Loans national tickets. You can get in at 800-636-1067.
1067 The Fan.